Hello everyone, welcome to this video where I am going to explore your subconscious mind so that you can discover what it means to dream of having a child. But before going into the analysis, in case you don't know me, let me introduce myself. My name is Robert, I am a psychoanalyst with more than 30 years of experience, and in case you want to have a psychoanalysis session with me, or in case you want the psychoanalysis of one of your dreams, just send me an email to the one that I am going to leave you here below in the description of this video, so I can tell you how you can join my consultation. Now, back to what it means to dream of having a child. This is a very important dream because from the outset, it is revealing that you are going through a phase of your life where you are putting aside your personal comfort to satisfy the needs of other people or projects. And that is precisely what allows to determine that all your process of anguish at present go hand in hand with the fear that somehow you are blurring yourself by dedicating yourself more to serving the interests of other people than your own. That is why what causes you the most frustration at this time is not being able to return to that moment in your life in which you only lived for yourself and not for others, because that is precisely what is causing you the most stress. That is why it is not by chance that all your obsessions will arise from the fact of not being able to fully satisfy what others ask you to do. If in some way you feel that you cannot give other people what they ask for, immediately that unconscious anguish will be activated in you that will arise from the fact that you associate your personal value with the fact of helping others. But at this moment, clearly your unconscious is revealing through this dream that you are suffering all the symptoms associated with the inability to detach your individual self from the satisfaction of the desires of others. And this is very interesting because it reveals that you are using service to others as an emotional substitute that allows you to regain your self-esteem. You desperately need to know that you serve others because, mind you, you cannot live quietly simply on the basis of serving your own desires. Now, where does this come from? Clearly, from some moment in your life, which we would have to explore through psychoanalytic sessions, in which you were subjected to a trauma determined by the fact that someone or some situation in your life made you feel that you had no value for yourself, unless you were always there to satisfy other people's desires. This is a very interesting topic because that is where the core is that constitutes all the problems of those people who are usually too empathetic. In other words, they live for their husband, for their wife, for their girlfriend, for their boyfriend, even though these people don't usually give them anything in return. A too asymmetric relationship is established. Therefore, if you are that type of person who usually gives more to others than receives in return, because you don't dare to express your wishes, this would explain why this type of dream occurs in your unconscious. It is a reflection that is showing me where the nodule that causes all your process of anguish and frustration at this moment arises. From the fact that you take back your desires because you believe that you are only valuable insofar as you serve others. That is why, if this dream appeared in your subconscious, this is a warning which is giving me to understand an important symptom of your life. That you are reaching a point where your mind is going to begin to express that frustration through a series of symptoms, or rather unconscious actions. We are going to call it here. And how is this going to express itself in your life? Well, when someone asks you for something, you will feel very upset or annoyed because somehow your tolerance limit regarding serving others has already been exceeded. Actually, this is something that you have been experiencing for a long time. The dream is simply a sign that shows that you could enter a process of emotional breakdown. And that is why, although you are going to do what others ask you, that resentment that I was talking about, every time it is going to become much more evident and intolerable for you. And therefore, every time you take an action to help someone, you are going to blame yourself because you are going to feel that that person was simply taking advantage of your good will. It is true, before you did it with the pleasure, but at one point you are going to seek to satisfy that frustration that has arisen in your unconscious precisely through actions that you are going to consider selfish. For example, you are going to buy something and you are going to hide it from others. And this is very important because it is a reflection that you are the one who believes that whatever action you take to satisfy yourself is essentially bad. And this is very relevant if you think that this is where all your repressive processes are manifesting. The fact that you don't know how to live for yourself. Because your mind has been used to satisfying others for too long, to feel like a good person. But the problem is that no longer works for you, because a necessary dose of selfishness is very important to feel that we are not slaves of others. And for that reason, every time you want to do something that gives you satisfaction in any plane of your life, you're going to repress it because you cannot conceive that happiness is found in those terms. And this in turn is precisely what is going to trigger all your processes of frustration and stress. Because you are going to get to a point where you are not going to be able to live with your own person. That is why, as I was saying, it is important to pay attention to this dream. Because what will most affect your personal relationships from the moment this dream arises is that you will notice that every time you interact with people, especially those that absorb you a lot, you will feel very sad and anguish. You are going to go into depressive states precisely because your unconscious mind will no longer know how to deal with that type of pressure that you are subjected to at this moment. In fact, in your relationship with your partner, this will manifest themselves every time he asks you for something. You are going to resent it because you no longer want to serve it. And I am going to tell you more. In all likelihood, if this dream occurs in your unconscious, it is revealing that your relationship has recently taken place in this way. You have become a person who lives to satisfy your couple's needs too much. And this is clearly causing you a lot of frustration. It is very possible that you feel desire to no longer be in that relationship. Because that mismatch has occurred, he orders and you obey. Because that's the dynamic that has occurred between the two of you. As you can see, this is a much more complex dream than it might seem. So you have to pay close attention in case you see yourself in a dream having a child. For the same reason, you already know that if you want me to psychoanalyze some of your dreams or have therapy sessions with me, you send me an email to the one that I leave you below so that I can tell you the way in which you can integrate to my consultation. And please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video if it helped you in any way, and share it so that others can access to this kind of knowledge. Have a wonderful day, and with it, the most beautiful dreams. Bye!